What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another video. Holy smokes. The Mr. Beast drama is wild. And the reason why I'm covering this, I'm a YouTuber. So I feel like it's a really interesting cautionary tale. I wouldn't say this is flying too close to the sun. I would say this is just almost like YouTube is the new Hollywood when it comes to some of the crazy stuff that goes down. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. So this is actually from a Tozy. We're gonna go ahead and react to some of this here, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts.
MrBeast just destroyed his credibility if this is true, because it looks really bad. And it's safe to say a lot has happened since I recorded my last video going over Dodpack or Dawson's video on MrBeast, including my own video was copyright claimed and blocked worldwide. Why? I don't know. It's surprising, as I was really giving the MrBeast team the benefit of the doubt in my video. But since I recorded that video, Dogpack allegedly received 2 cease and desists and a whole bunch of texts from various people in the MrBeast team plotting against him. And as many of you guys are aware, I despise wealthy people trying to shut down criticism with legal battles, as I've dealt with that personally here on this channel. I was honestly hoping...
Yeah, it's wild. The way MrBeast is moving is like one of those crazy businesses that they be sending their goons to hush you up.
They would come out with an actual response to the illegal lotteries by now, since one of the team members, Chucky, already responded, but not to the most serious allegation of that video, the illegal lotteries, especially when so much of his audience are kids. In my last video, I called that a serious mistake because at the end of the day, I have no idea if MrBeast was aware of this practice is illegal or not when he was doing these. But either way, it's a complete disaster that one of the largest YouTube channels at the time was running illegal lotteries with a large kid audience. Essentially, he was caught red-handed committing a crime, and you guys made a great point in my comments in my last video. If Logan Paul was the one doing this, I wouldn't be holding back like I did in my last video, because while MrBeast helped tons of people with his philanthropy, that doesn't excuse scummy business practices. I don't think he's done one of these illegal lotteries since late 2021, but I'm thinking, worst case, he knew what he was doing and was hoping since it was a live stream he wouldn't get caught. Another situation could be that he finally grew to a certain size to where someone within his team finally said, wait a minute, this is illegal. And then I guess the last option is he found out that this was illegal from Dawson's call out video, which could explain why the Facebook VOD of the stream was deleted only after Dawson's video. But honestly, who knows what happened? So my original guess was they just wanted all this to pass without becoming too big of a thing. But as you know, with YouTubers and cease and desists, they normally end up having massive Streisand effects. And this continued to propel Dogpack's video to 8 million views and beyond as of recording this video. And it's getting to a point where MrBeast kind of has to address this, but he might have been legally advised not to, because clearly he has a legal team retained. He did actually address the Chris Tyson stuff, but not this as of this recording. So here's Dawson's first cease and desist.
So MrBeast's legal team did send me a cease and desist, and here's my official response to that.
Okay,
Yo,
so he will not see...
The official response was hilarious. Like, like... That's why his face is the way it is, because I saw it, and yeah, he can't show it because it's out there.
Or desist, and it cuts to an edit that I think the legal team I had would have told me is an absolute nightmare. So if this does go to court, it can get real ugly quick. But as we know, lawsuits are public, so that will reveal a lot, especially if it gets to discovery. That in particular is what I think is going to get really interesting with the Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla case. But Dawson also received a second cease and desist. New one, double it and give it to the next person. Right, okay, so here it says cease and desist, final warning. There's no way they put the emoji there. Dear Mr. Dogpack404, this new firm whose white-collar criminal defense practice is second to none, according to their website, has recently been retained by MrBeast YouTube LLC, MrBeast, or the company, and its founder, Jeremy Donaldson, regarding the unsettling news that you've embarked on a campaign to disparage MrBeast as a company and defame Jimmy Donaldson as an individual. Not only are your statements about MrBeast and Jimmy Donaldson untrue, they also violate the clear binding enforcement terms of your confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement with MrBeast dated March 25th, 2024, the NDA agreement, which you have shown in the videos posted to the internet. It goes into a little bit more detail here.
Which is interesting because it's all like final warning And I remember watching this one video. I want to say it was Pegasus or whatever, but it was all like, "Oh, what are you gonna do, Jimmy?" You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it's just all like everything that they have on there is crazy freaking evidence. You know what I mean? So it's just all like, eh, is he violating anything that's to the public? Like, he made sure to specifically get stuff that's in the public. So it's not like he shared sensitive information that wasn't out. All he did was point out as far as inconsistencies and different things like that. And the lottery one as well. Like, they took a clip from one of the live streams where that was up at the time, and you could literally see homie just writing MB like on the t-shirts, and then like try to hide it, and then kind of like saw that he kind of got caught type of thing. So it's wild. It's wild. And so even just doing the steps like this, it's just all like, okay, well, why not come out with some, like you said, maybe he was told not to, but it just seems the way he's going about it is
Then he
very
also
weird.
adds that his number apparently has been leaked in this thread. Also, my number's been leaked apparently from a MrBeast employee named Kaylee. I've been getting text from a former MrBeast
That's
employee.
crazy.
Text I received last night claims that James wants to have private investigators start following me and looking into my family's social media accounts for ways to discredit me. Apparently, the best narrative they have as of right now is I'm a crazy drug-addicted MrBeast superfan that got fired for trying to steal company funds. If this
Wow.
text is true, I will say, MrBeast, if you want to resort to personal attacks, I'm happy to reciprocate. Or, you know, just address the evidence.
Which is weird because it's just all like, like whether it's someone just trolling, which it could be, but it's just all like either they're a MrBeast fan or something like that, or it is, you know, people from MrBeast, but it's just all like these intimidation tactics is weird. It's almost just like it's almost just all like, yo, we're trying our best, MrBeast team and MrBeast. We're trying our best not to escalate the situation. So we're going to do all this random stuff to try to scare you. And it's just all like, yo, y'all are wilding. Because then it's just all like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, you thought that you was just gonna send these different things and he was just gonna be like, oh, okay. This was his only video he had posted on YouTube. He was on a mission. Like, and you're seeing that it's all backfire. So it's just like somebody was all like, oh, if Dog Pack, you know, ends up going missing or something. It's just like, yo, it really shouldn't get to that. But I mean, I don't know. What would you do? Considering you were in MrBeast's situation and you screwed up a lot, and your multi-million-dollar empire, I would almost say billion, I'm not sure, is on the verge of collapsing. In what way would you go about rectifying a situation like this? You know what I mean? Like, how would you go about? Because the thing is that a lot of people didn't have an issue with the fact that certain things were quote unquote fake, or you know, things like that. It was the fact that he said that it wasn't, you know. And so it's just all like, yeah, if you look at the way a lot of MrBeast stuff is, it's almost like something that you would see on TV. Therefore, there are, you know, certain competitions, and I would say like Fear Factor, different things like that, where it is scripted. You know what I mean? Like, it is scripted so that way certain things like people are safe. You know what I mean? It's got to appear to be a certain way, you know, and so that stuff is able to exist. You have stuff like Jackass, you have like all, you know, these quote unquote reality TV shows and different things like that that are all scripted, you know, and they have the illusion of it being real, but it's not like they go around being like, oh, you know, that everything is 100% real. They actually just don't talk about it, you know? So it's just, it's weird, this particular angle, and now he's seeing that, you know, because especially if it's kids, like it's wild. Everything from the MrBeast chocolate, changing that up, and the fact that his main target demographic is kids. A lot of these particular creators, the stuff that they do is weird and it's targeted to kids. Even the same stuff with Kai. And what's crazy with that, I might make a video because the whole situation in regards to his old cameraman and everything like that, he was 19 talking to a 17-year-old who said that she was 19, but later on said that she was 17 when he was 19, you know, and Abin Preach did a really good video on it. Some people are saying how ridiculously messed up it is, but they are still writing for Drake, which was on camera as a grown-ass man, not a few years above or anything like that. Grown-ass man doing this shit on camera to a 17-year-old. The same person who was crying that his cameraman at 19 was talking to a 17-year-old was the same Kai that was sitting up there dancing and going crazy for Lil Yachty and Drake's song. And Drake is on camera groping a 17-year-old, and everybody was all like, well, in that place 17 is the legal age. Okay, why isn't that same thing stretched to Kai's cameraman, which in the place 17 is the legal age? And it's not to push and say that people should be talking to 17-year-olds or anything like that. No, but it's wild, the hypocrisy. It is, and they're crucifying the cameraman. It's like, damn, like shit. And like Kai said, and like other people had said, in Kai's friend situation, it was just all like, yo, you got too much to lose. It was just not worth it, you know? Could you debate that Kai wasn't as big, you know, the 2 years or whatever ago that it took place? And I mean, he was still pretty big. So it's still one of those things like, why even risk it, son? Like, why even risk it? But I bring that up because it's just all like what's going on with the creators, what's going on as far as with this push to kids is wild. It's like in your face, you know what I mean? Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah, these are not singles, these are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, you know, check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the
allowed us to get some more insight on him and his head during the situation. So here Caleb asked Dawson how he was feeling about the cease and desists.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel nervous or do you feel
No. I
excited?
feel confident.
You feel
I'm not excited, but
little nervous, a little bit. You got to feel a little. I would be shitting myself if I were you.
no, I'm not myself.
Well, you are
Because it's 100% expected. It's 100% expected.
Right. I mean, to be honest, like it's cool to be nervous and not scared though, because like you are coming from the perspective of this is what you believe is truth, and you're doing this out of good faith. Like it doesn't. The whole disgruntled employee thing. that's sort of that was my initial response as well. It's like, because we've seen so many of these types of things happen.
I have to admit, that's my original thoughts were as well, but I would absolutely be worried about this lawsuit. As sure, you could be confident that you're going to win, but I wouldn't wish the mental and financial stress of a lawsuit on anyone, because that will really take a toll on you. And Caleb also asked Dawson if he thinks Jimmy himself is actually at fault here.
If you were to be as fair as you possibly could and even play devil's advocate, what would you say percentage-wise? You know, what's MrBeast's fault? What is not?
Yeah, no, I actually like play with this idea and speculate a lot. Like, okay, if Jimmy was fully innocent, how could he get into this position? And it'd be like, you know, you hire people who do bad things, and then they use those bad things as like blackmail cards against you. So like maybe somebody pressured him really hard into selling fake signatures. And now that they know that he sold fake signatures, it's harder to fire them in case they go to Time Magazine. Like concept called like blackmail inflation. So I don't know. Anything could be possible.
I mean, that's true.
MrBeast could be completely innocent. I've seen some behaviors and things that make me think that, you know, he's not, like what I told you privately in DMs and everything. But yeah, so I don't know, 50-50.
Yeah, you know,
if
it's
you want to watch Caleb's full interview, I'll be linking.
You know, because it's just like, let me see if MrBeast actually responded anything. Okay, so what's interesting, I'll leave the link to the full video if you want to see it, as far as without my commentary. What's crazy, like with the MrBeast thing, is that YouTubers definitely can still look at as far as the stuff that he's done. Like there's definitely people who have interviewed him, and when it comes to the legit stuff, the YouTube stuff, things like the thumbnails, titles, editing styles, that, you know, if, you know, the thing is, if that's very much to like kids, you know what I mean? So now when I look at everything and all the situations, it's just weird, because now it's just all like, yo, this is on a different, because when it comes to content creation, this is a visual, which is a psychological thing. So where he's at right now, this is heavily researched to get to the psychology of certain type of people, the visual aesthetics, everything like that. So now with this information out, it's just all like, yo, that stuff is sinister, you know, because then it's just all like, dang, and people replicating that to be able to get viewership. And it's just like, well, what type of viewers are you trying to get? Majority of my content is not for kids. I put all of my stuff and say, not for kids, not for kids, not for kids, you know. But it's wild to see someone like MrBeast and this particular downfall, because it's just all like, dang, like I said, it's like a new Hollywood, you know what I mean? And the different stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And, you know, MrBeast is the only one. It's just wow, these takedowns that have been coming out this year, especially in the YouTube space. It is wild. It is so freaking wild. You know what I mean? But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you think that MrBeast is 100% involved in this, or do you think that it might be something that, you know, Dogpack was saying, where he didn't know, he hired bad people, and then they used the fact that he did something against him to blackmail him? You know what I mean? So I don't know. To be honest, there was always, well, I'm not gonna say always, because it's just, that would be judging a person by the looks. But there just always seemed to be something off about MrBeast, like, you know. But the thing is, what's crazy is just all like, I went on his page, went to the very first video, and I looked at literally the climb, like, and I don't know how many of those things were deleted, but I went through and just seen everything from him getting to like the first, 1,000 to 5,000 to and all the different things that he tried. It's just like he was trying to succeed on YouTube, you know. Then we get here, which is crazy. But anyways, y'all, it's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another video. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 5K. Make sure to check out the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.